Now then, in Strictly News, and despite the recent controversy, the first new contestants for this year's show have been announced. Comedian Chris McCausland is joining Strictly this autumn, making him the show's first ever blind contestant.
Yeah, the TV star, who's a regular face on programmes like Have I Got News For You and QI, said his participation in Strictly was the worst-kept secret in show business. That's after weeks of reports in the newspapers. Here are some of his best bits.
What is it, though?
What is it?
Yeah.
It's the Parthenon.
Yeah, but what is it?
Well, it's a magnificent structure. I mean, this is one of the wonders, and rightly so. We're right on top of a massive rock.
Yeah.
It's a series of columns. You imagine a shoebox, but instead of the sides of the shoebox, you've got columns.
Oh, OK.
And you've lost the lid.
So it's almost like an ancient gazebo.
It's a pleasure to be here today at the BAFTAs.
It's a pleasure to be here today at the BAFTAs.
To present the award for female performance in a comedy programme.
To present the award for female...
No, that was actually my bit.
Oh, sorry, mate. I didn't realise My phone talks, so it reads everything out. And if I'm just to give you an insight, even the emojis, if you use an emoji, it tells you what the emoji is. And the smiley face, the main smiley face, specifically for blind people, that one is called smiling face with normal eyes.
Well, we're joined now by dancer Kinnari, Patel and Rashmi Becker, who's from Step Change Studios, who's also with us. Good morning to you both. Great to have you here. And Kinnari, I want to start with you. You've always loved dancing, haven't you? But not always easy for you to find the opportunity to dance. Just explain how you found and were able to find a way to enjoy your passion for dance.
Yeah, no, coming from an Indian heritage, you know, dancing's in our blood. Any function, any wedding, there's always a dance floor. So I absolutely love dancing as a passion of mine, but actually finding something that's accessible, you know, you're learning a dance form, you're learning a routine was a little bit challenging being VI. You know, mainstream just wasn't working. And I came across Rashmi and Step Change Studios back in 2019, and it's been a love story ever since. You know, there was accessible dancing. The way we get taught is tailor-made to, you know, people with visual impairments. Our teacher, Claire, is great at breaking things down for us, and just her style of teaching makes us feel so at ease, but pick up routines and dance forms so well.
I wanted to ask that, actually. What changes in how you are taught?
So I think it's just the approach. It's broken down into layers. It's like a best way of describing it. So first we learn dance moves. So we'll create little names for dance moves. So like for our cha-cha routine, we had the reindeer move. We then learn it to beat or to count, and then we learn it to music. And then we get to a point where it becomes muscle memory. So we just end up doing it very naturally to the music. So it's kind of having that tailored approach.
Rashmi, if I could bring you in, your connection with Strictly goes back a few years, so your thoughts now on the fact that there is going to be a blind contestant and what that means for the programme and inclusivity?
Good morning. It's absolutely fantastic because having someone who is blind on a programme like Strictly just helps raise the profile, and it challenges perceptions out there on who can dance. And I still get asked, you know, by journalists, by people on the street, you know, when they know that we teach blind people ballroom, they say, well, how can you dance if you're blind? I just think it's really, really going to help tackle some of those barriers and hopefully make things easier and make things more accessible for more blind people.
Yeah, and Rashmi, what are the additional challenges that Chris will face? Because we know it's tough for everyone who takes part in that show, but there'll be added obstacles, won't there?
Absolutely. And I think, you know, this will be a really interesting learning journey, I think, also for everyone that's involved in choreography, involved in the training. And there's a lot of things one can take for granted, you know, when you're a coach, when you're a teacher, whether that's in dance, you've just been talking about the Olympics, or whether that's in sport. And it's about adapting your language. So we can get used to saying, you know, lean towards the door or reach towards the window. And we were doing some training with some of our students who are helping to coach potential teachers last year. And one of the teachers said, lean towards the window. And one of our blind students just said, well, where's the window? So there are things that's about changing your language, making it more visual. So talking about things like sweeping the floor with your feet, or, our teacher that we have for our ballroom, Claire, will say things like, follow my voice as she moves across the room. So you get a sense of movement. Using non-verbal communication. So because ballroom is a partnership, you have that physical connection. So you can use that touch and that body connection to help you, move with your partner as well. So that can be really helpful.
Rashmi, so good to talk to you. Thank you for being with us this morning. Our time is a little tight this morning, but Rashmi and Kinnari, thank you so much for being with us this morning.